The Trump administration is escalating immigration enforcement efforts, now targeting migrants at courthouses all across the country. Arrests this month happening right after federal immigration hearings in more than 20 states. In some cases, agents pushing through relatives and protesters to secure these arrests. Correspondent Jorge Ventura is live outside federal courthouse in San Antonio. Jorge, how is this operation being carried out? I imagine that there is some resistance to this.
Yeah, that's right, Laura. And right now, there are reports that the Trump administration is not satisfied with the current deportation numbers and are now targeting migrants attending their immigration hearings at federal courthouses across the country. Right now, we are just outside a federal courthouse. We did witness some migrants going inside and attending their immigration hearings. And by targeting these individuals, we are now learning that ICE is dismissing their cases, and that's where they're being arrested immediately after leaving courthouses. Take a look at this video here. This was captured by our NewsNation producer, Denise Gomez, showing this emotional moment where a female migrant was arrested by agents in plain clothes. She was obviously in a very emotional state. When she was arrested, she was saying the words ayúdame, meaning help me. She could also be just trying to hold back. She was attempting to resist a little bit, while agents then boarded her onto a white chartered bus that was parked right outside the federal courthouse here. And these scenes are now playing out across the country. There you can see she's trying to resist as much as she can before being loaded on. And now we're also seeing this really in multiple states. In the middle of a protest, at least 15 migrants were also taken in custody in New York City. This was also on Thursday. ICE agents arrested them while they were attempting to obtain a U.S. citizenship at a federal court, according to some government leaders. And also in Phoenix, federal agents can be seen walking out the federal courthouse with a male migrant in custody. You can see there's tensions are rising. This is in Phoenix, and these agents, while having a migrant in custody, were also surrounded by protesters. Some of those protesters chanting "No more ICE." In San Diego, there was reports that federal agents reportedly waited in hallways and waiting rooms at immigration courthouses. Now, this is a new deportation push is coming on the heels of the Trump administration removing two senior immigration officials, Kenneth Janalo and Robert Hammer, as the White House now is seeking to ramp up that pressure to increase the number of arrests and deportations of migrants in the country illegally. Now, ICE is telling NewsNation that Secretary Kristi Noem is reversing Biden's catch and release policy that did allow millions of unvetted illegal aliens into the country. In a statement to NewsNation, ICE saying, quote, "Most aliens who illegally enter the United States within the past 2 years are subject to expedited removals. Biden ignored this legal fact and chose to release millions of illegal aliens, including violent criminals, into the country with a notice to appear before an immigration judge. ICE is now following the law and placing these illegal aliens in expedited removal as they always should have been." This new strategy does fast-track deportations by dismissing those cases by ICE attorneys. And what that does now, Laura, is it does make them eligible to be arrested. And we were seeing those scenes earlier today. There was a white chartered bus outside the federal courthouse. It did leave moments ago, so it's unclear if we will see any arrests today, Laura.
I mean, that video that you just showed us is wild, and hat tip to your producer, Denise. That was great footage to help us understand how this is all playing out. And you also mentioned that after migrants have their cases dismissed, then that they're placed on this, removal list. So how does that process work exactly?
So what we're learning, Laura, is that once migrants do attend their immigration hearing, an ICE attorney will then dismiss their case. So by doing this, this does remove their temporary protected status, and it does make them eligible to be arrested and ultimately deported. And what we're seeing is they're being immediately arrested once leaving that federal courthouse. I did speak with immigration attorney Rolando Vasquez about this new tactic from DHS. Take a listen.
It's the attorneys for ICE that are in the courtroom. They are dismissing the cases. And once they dismiss, that respondent no longer has an application pending before the immigration court. So as soon as they step out of the courtroom, if ICE grabs them and takes them to a detention center, they can argue that they have no pending application.
Now, Vasquez also telling NewsNation that not all migrants arrested in this particular operation will be deported swiftly. That will depend on criminal history.
Even though they're detained, it doesn't mean that they can't request a form of protection while they're being detained. The majority of them will still go before an immigration judge while they're being detained, where they can pursue protection or a bond. So not all of them will be deported immediately.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.